Hi, I'm Khan Zaman from Ismail Yusuf College of class FIBSC Division 1 with roll number 302. My topic of foundation course is social stratification and inequality. So there I'm starting. So basically the term stratification stands for a ranking system and therefore can be considered as an evaluation system also because of ranking individual. It creates a whole new vacancy of a category in which it keeps all individuals with the same criteria of ranking or evaluation, and then the only outcomes that are possible mainly that the whether is a individual stands on a criteria or not. So that is, it can be decided that whether he lies in the category or not. Like people are at the top considered better than those at the bottom, and the he lies within those conditions that the category is based on. In the category, he considered as a categorized individuals, and if he doesn't, then he is outcast for that particular category at least. And then there comes a secondary evaluation within the category as well as, let's say, like ranking amongst the individuals sharing same category or domain, and in the category, or we can call it a domain also. So in this domain or system of evaluation, those who are at the top just because they have fulfilled the criteria well are considered better, then those are considered better couldn't fulfill the criteria are graded, and who couldn't fulfill the criteria well enough and got fell into the bottom tiers of their domain are considered lesser or being less better from those who fulfill the criteria properly. And then this creates the boundary between the individuals in a certain domain or this social certificate system of evaluation. And this system is applied in all our societies and communities with the idea of superior and inferior existing. And in nearly all society, evaluated on the basis of some criteria characteristics and placed into higher or lower ranking groups, and those who've got the upper hand because of their top ranking shall receive the position carrying exceptionality, obligations and expectations as well, like actors, celebrities and people holding strong positions in a society. Now, with the characteristics we've got, they persist for a long time, like repeat of several generations. Like this repeats the several cycles throughout the several generations, and because the top ranking characters holding the top tier positions in a community couldn't give up the luxury and rewards of being there, system became conservative. Like it resists to change and is supported by an ideology legitimating rationale, which is also commonly used as a nepotism. Here, some example of those kinds of domain or system which are based on pure evaluation, ranking, and discrimination as well. So the first one we've got is caste system. It also based on the certain constant criteria which usually decides even before an individual got to born in this world. So basically, caste system is divided into four major different categories and further into more. Major categories are of Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and last but not the least, Shudra, which further got divided into there's three subcastes, mainly scheduled caste, or we known as SC, scheduled tribe or SC, and OBC, that is other backward classes. So in this system, individuals in different castes have separation in the matter of marriage and compacts. Therefore, got divisions in labor, and they've got even the division of labor, and they are termed as superior or inferior based on the holdings of a particular caste, and hierarchy in which one group is regarded as a superior to another. This system of evaluation was found in India approximately about 4,000 years ago. Portuguese described these groups as casta, meaning pure, but the groups were like different races. In India, based on Hindu ideas, there are more common ideas like transmigrations, commonly known as reincarnation of soul, and karma, that is inexorable application of law of cause and effect. So these were the characteristics of class. These were the characteristics of caste system. Now we come on the class system. It also evaluates people on the basis of some criteria, and it is also very evaluated a ranking system. It's system of stratification of society on the basis of education, property, business, and work, etc. And basically, this isn't very discriminative, but it binds people within a category on the basis of education, property, business, and work, etc. As Karl Marx said, man is a class animal. So the characteristics is that class system is based on occupation, wealth, education, age, and sex, like we discussed in previous slide. There are three classes: upper, middle, and lower classes. Status, prestige, and role is attached. Upper class are less in comparison to the other two various. Their status and prestige is most. Class system is an open system. Class is divided into further different groups, similar to a caste system. Well, this figure is representing the difference between caste and class system, which we can see easily that upper class, middle class, and lower class are the right side of the slide, and the caste system in which in Hinduism actually Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra are the second most and last of the caste subcaste of the first one which dominate the system of this caste is Brahmin. Well, this is the distinguishing. This is the distinguished map, or we can say a table between the caste and class. So the first one distinguishing point is the caste is based on birth. When it decides a certain individual's category even before it's born, and but class, birth, education, wealth, etc. are termed, which is based on this class system. And the second point is, in general, there are 3,000 castes and subcastes in India, but in class, where a class has subclasses based on different things. 3. Caste is closed-up group, whereas in class is an open system. In caste, even Sanskriticiist is unable to change caste, but in the class, whereas class can be changed quite easily. Caste is an hereditary, class can be changed depend upon status. Caste is a closed class. A child of Brahmin will always be Brahmin, likewise. But there is no much thing in class. 7. Status is inborn and ascribed in caste system, whereas in class system it is acquired and achieved. And here the pyramid of a class system, where the top tier is upper class, and the second top tier is upper middle, and the upper middle one is lower middle class, and the lower middle one is working class, where the lower one is working, and the underclass is at the bottom. A social class is a category or group of persons having a definite status in society which permanently determines their relation to other group, feeling of superiority and inferiorities. The relative position of the class in the social scale arises from the degree of prestige attached to the status. It was stated by P.G. Gibson. And the definitions of class. There are many philosophers who give the definitions of class. So we will see some of them. Like McEver and Page said, a social class is any portion of community marked off from the rest by social status, Onbrick and Nimkoff. A social class is an aggregate of persons having essentially the same social status in a given society. Second, we'll see Max Weber's statement of class. They held that classes are aggregate of individuals who have the same opportunities of acquiring goods, the same exhibited standard of living. And the third one is Hoebel, who defines a social class is a group within a society whose member holds a number of distinctive status in a common and who got through the operation of roles associated with these status development in awareness of life interest as against the unlike trait and interest of other groups. P.G. Gisbert, a social class is a category or group of persons having a definite status in society which permanently determines their relation to other groups, feeling of superiority and inferiorities. The relative position of the class in the social scale arises from the degree of prestige attached to the status. And last but not least is state system. And we've got that it's a system deals with the levels and types of ownership that are possible with regard to real property. It is based on real property ownership system that existed during feudal times. That is where the feudal lords were in feudal times, and it has not developed much in spite of obsolescence of some of its aspects. Like the feudal system has gone through a lot of changes, and it got changed a little by little, but the estate system, which feudal times was dependent, has not changed very much. The ECS system deals with the levels and types of ownerships that are possible with regard to real property. Now, the estates or levels of ownerships in real property are divided into two categories. First one is freehold, and the second one is non-freehold estates. So we got the three subcategories in freehold estates: the fee simple, the fee tail, and the life estate. And on the second hand, the non-freehold estates, we've got the terms of years, the periodic tenancy, the tenancy at will. Unlike contract and criminal law, the law of real property has to a large extent remained constant over a very long period of time. So, this was my presentation and my project. Hope you like it. Thank you very much.